probably like 4 or 5 months into me working with JT. You know, he's bringing in people for me to wrestle and stuff like that, and I'm having great matches. And like, there's this one show where he's like, he books me versus this girl. Sassy Stephanie. He books me versus Stephanie. Stephanie's super, super new at this point too. And he's like, okay, this is what I want to happen. You and Stephanie wrestle, blah, 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 blah. You know, after you beat her, I think he had me cut a promo about how I was, like how awesome I was or something. No one could beat me. And then I don't know if you knew who Angel Dust is, but she's another girl from Ohio. She's literally this big around, this tall. She comes out and she's like, hey, Jessica Havok, why don't you pick on somebody your own size? Drops the mic. Yeah. And this was what he'd had planned. Sassy Steffi beat her. Angel Dust comes out. She gets like to do 2, 3 cool things on me. I kibosh her. I beat her. 1, 2, 3. At the time, because people were like, oh, I don't know if they just didn't trust me at the time because I was newer. They didn't want to take any bigger moves. So DDT was my finisher. So, all right. Angel Dust comes out, cuts that funny promo. She gets in the ring. I'm like, come on, you know, whatever. We do our stuff. I DDT her, boom, 1, 2, 3. Awesome, I'm done. So I'm going to get out of the ring. Start walking up the ramp. The ref is, he comes running back down the ramp. He's like, JT said, get back in the ring, get back in the ring, get back in the ring. I'm like, what? What? No, what? I get in the ring. Yeah. One of his trainees at the time, oh my God, what's his name now? I can't remember, that's so terrible. Benjamin Boone, okay. So, he comes running down the ramp, he gets on the microphone. You think you're so tough, Jessica Havok? Why don't you take on a man? Throws down the mic. I'm like, I run up to the ref, I'm like, what's supposed to happen? He just goes, same finish. Just hit your finish. Yeah. Okay. Kid gets in the ring. He comes running. Boot, DDT. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! 3 people in a row. I go to get up. There's this girl coming down the ramp. She's another trainee. I just remember this long red hair. She's like, you think you're done? Jessica Havok, why don't you take me on? And I'm like, okay. Ref looks at me. All night. Ref looks at me. Same finish. Okay. She gets in the ring. She doesn't even get a chance. Yeah. Boot, DDT. 1, 2, 3. I'm like, I know I'm done for sure now. All right, so Rhino was on the show that night. So I get out of the ring. I'm standing at the ring apron. I'm getting ready to walk. Yeah. Rhino's music plays. Good thing I was against the ring apron because my legs instantly turned to jello. I'm like, oh my God. I look at, the ref's name was Potter, one of the best refs that I've ever been in the ring with. I look up at him, and I'm like, what is happening? And he's like, get back in the ring. I'm like, shit. And I'm thinking, surely Rhino's not jobbing to my DDT tonight, so what's going on? Rhino comes out. He's up in the top of the ramp, getting all pumped. He has a microphone. I'm here to kick ass and chew some dip. Takes his dip out, throws it, and I'm all out of dip. I'm like, oh my God, no! He comes down the ramp, and I'm like, I'm looking at the ref, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And he's like, just go with it, it's fine. Rhino gets in the ring, he's looking at me, he goes like this. So I'm like, okay. I grab it, he boots me, snap mirrors me, and as he's snap mirroring me, he says, feet up for the gore. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay, this is, he took care of me, and I'm like, he's gonna kill me with this. I snap mirror, feet up around, he gores me. Oh my God, so light. I posted high as shit, but I'm sorry, cuss. But take my bump, boom. He covers me. 1, 2, 3. And I was just like, oh my God, I survived. And I got to the back and I look at JT, everybody's laughing. And JT's like, how do you like your on-the-job training? And I was like, F you. Oh my God. But I thanked Rhino because it was he was great. But apparently, as this was all going on, as JT's sending stuff out, Rhino was like, I'm ready, joking around to JT. JT's like, hit Rhino's music. And he's like, oh, we're doing this. Okay. way. So that was one of the many fun experiences I had at Cleveland All Pro. So, but he gave me my match with Luna, and that was the hardest thing I ever had to get through in my life.
Really?
And she was one of my heroes. And there's a reason they say don't meet your heroes, because I know Rick Steiner was on the show and Buff Bagwell, and somehow I got stuck in the trailer with those two and Luna. Like somehow I was just in there with them. And Rick Steiner's like, I'm just going to tell you right now, girl, she's going to beat the shit out of you. And I was like, oh my God. Like I was so... And you know what she did? She tried to bust a beer bottle over my head. She picked up a glass beer bottle. She kept hitting me in the back of my head with it, and it wouldn't break. I just remember people were telling me JT was standing up on the stage watching it, biting a towel, and like, what did I get my girl into? Like, type of thing. Like, that was one of the hardest things that I'd ever had to go through. And I had goose eggs for days on my head from that match. And she just... I wish, if I could go back and do it, I really wish that I would have given it back to her the way she was doing, because that's what she said to me after the match. I'm like, you know, like, she's like, you know, I'm sorry and stuff, but it wasn't genuine. It sucked.
She wasn't sorry.
No, she wasn't sorry. And the thing is, before that, I'd wrestled Ivory, and she was complete opposite. She's like, we're going to have fun. You're going to beat me. But it was around the time of Hurricane Katrina, and she was doing a fundraiser, like all of her sales for her pictures and stuff. She was actually heading to Louisiana. She was donating all that money for the animals, you know. And she said she brought out a cat carrier. And I wrestled her. It was at the Canton Civic Center, and it was in September of 2005, actually. I wrestled her. And I beat her with DDT. And at the time, I was like, they were calling me the German giant, Jessica Havok. I was from Munich, Germany.
Yes.
I can't speak German. I don't think I could do a German accent. It would be terrible. So I just didn't talk for a while, like whenever I first, started until I branched into my own thing. But I remember her whole thing was she was putting me over. But my gimmick was I was this guy's bodyguard, and his name was Justin Diaz, and he did a flamboyant gay gimmick, because it was Justin Diaz was like just in the ass. That's what that was a play on words. So I was like his bodyguard, but he was out there with me, and he would help me cheat while while I was wrestling. So after I pinned Ivory, 1, 2, 3, she had that cat carrier out there. We're celebrating, whatever, crowd's booing me. Meanwhile, Ivory's getting up. I turn around. She hits me with the cat carrier. Boom! I roll out of the to the side of the ring, and the guy that I was the bodyguard for, he's like, oh, he runs at her. She boots him, hits her. Boom! Her her what's it called? X Factor? Yeah, that. Boom! Hits him with that. So we all look like winners. So whatever. But she was great to work with. So to go from that to Luna, and then it was complete. I got to experience both sides of the spectrum, and it was I'm glad I had those experiences, but it really bummed me out about Luna. It
usually does bum you out. The dream, the illusion is usually a lot better than the actual reality.
Yep.
I don't even want to talk about that when that happened to me. But that's why I'm just nice to everybody. Yeah. Because you just never know. Yeah. You just never know.
You never know.
So it feels good to work for a company that believes in you.
Yeah.
A company that will actually bring in talent for you to work so that you grow as an entertainer. I mean, that's pretty much what every wrestler wants.
Yes.
Why would you go anywhere else? Why would you ever leave?
Well, yeah, that's true. And the way JT was with me is he's like, you need to go out. You need to. He kind of took me under his wing. When I say he was my mentor, he was amazing. He always had the best advice for me. He was always extremely critical of my matches because he wanted me to be. He saw potential in me. He's like, you're gonna be a star. You are going to be a star. So, he got me all these great matches, and he actually encouraged me to go out different places, go work these companies, go train in as many different training facilities as you can, go learn as much as you can. And before he actually ended up getting cancer in his esophagus, and then it spread to his stomach. And he fought cancer for about a year, and he was doing great. And right before he had to slow down on wrestling, he had planned to bring in Awesome Kong for me to wrestle.
Okay.
And obviously that never panned out. And there's this one company in Ohio that I don't particularly care for called AIW. Everybody knows them, whatever. JT was very, like, because they all ran in the same area, that's the only thing he didn't want me to do. He's like, don't go work for every single company in the same area. Don't spread yourself too thin, because then you're not special in this area anymore. If fans want to see you, they have to come to this place. And I understood that. I got taught that very early on in my career. So I picked and choose, where I worked very carefully. He, like, when he developed cancer and stuff like that, I was devastated. Like, when he first posted it, I was bawling my eyes out when I found out about it. And he like went strong for a whole year. And I remember I was on my way to do a show for my trainer in Ohio, in Canton, and where I'm from. And like, my trainer called me and he's like, hey, JT died. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I knew it was coming, but I just didn't want to accept it. So that was hard. That was a hard day. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, you're okay.
Shit. Damn it. Okay. I promised myself I wouldn't cry.
No tears on set.
Damn it. So, but yeah, that was
Yeah.
really hard for me.
Okay.
But he was a very strong influence in my career. And he gave me a lot of really good advice about a lot of things. So I owe a lot to him.